What if I told you one of Asia's biggest groups is generating smarter profits than many Western superstars, without private jets, without million-dollar stage props, and without reckless spending? Most people assume global music success requires massive budgets, oversized tours, and high-risk label backing. Spend more to earn more. That's the traditional formula. But SB19 quietly challenged that assumption and built something leaner. Today, we're breaking down SB19 versus Western acts and how they operate on a high ROI, low burn rate model that many Western artists are struggling to sustain long-term. This isn't about popularity metrics or flashy headlines. It's about business efficiency, scalability, and financial discipline in a volatile industry landscape. Once you understand the numbers behind their touring strategy, production choices, and market positioning, you'll never look at concerts or global expansion the same way again. While the Western music model is often designed to burn capital aggressively, SB19 entered the industry with a survival mindset, rooted in sustainability, ownership, calculated growth, and disciplined resource management. Here's the part nobody likes to say out loud. Some of the biggest Western tours people admire barely break even. Western music success often runs on scale rather than efficiency. A typical arena tour can include dozens of backup dancers, massive LED walls, custom-built stage rigs costing millions, fleets of 20 to 40 trucks, private flights, and a large permanent crew on payroll. It looks spectacular, cinematic, untouchable. But the hidden issue is the burn rate. The sheer speed at which money disappears is extremely high. Many Western acts rely heavily on label advances, then use tour revenue to repay production debt, and only see real profit through sponsorships, VIP packages, or merchandise margins. Several chart-topping artists have admitted that while touring appears glamorous on social media, it's often the most expensive and financially stressful part of the entire business model, especially when inflation, insurance, logistics, and volatile ticket demand collide simultaneously. The audience sees fireworks and spectacle. The artist sees invoices and expense reports. SB19 entered the industry with a survival mindset, not a spectacle mindset. They didn't build a flashy system designed to impress for one night. They built a sustainable one designed to endure for years. There were no massive financial safety nets, no luxury production budgets, no guaranteed global exposure, and no industry cushion waiting to absorb losses. So instead of asking, "How do we look bigger?" they asked, "How do we last longer?" That single shift in perspective changed everything about their strategy. The biggest difference nobody highlights is this: SB19 built their career on skill-driven performances, tight choreography, live vocals, musical precision, and authentic fan connection, not on oversized props, inflated staging budgets, or temporary visual spectacle masking financial fragility. Lean teams instead of bloated production units, creative control that reduces dependency costs, fan-powered amplification rather than paid hype. This wasn't accidental, it was forced efficiency, and forced efficiency breeds innovation. Now let's simplify high ROI. Return on investment isn't about how much you gross, it's about how much you actually keep after expenses. If artist A spends $10 million to earn $12 million, while artist B spends $2 million to earn $8 million, artist B is operating far more efficiently. SB19 consistently positions closer to artist B. Their model minimizes waste and maximizes output. They use smaller but smarter stage designs, precision choreography instead of excessive backup dancers, strong live vocals instead of costly post-production illusions, and multi-role team members rather than fragmented, oversized departments. That structure lowers overhead, increases margin retention, improves agility, strengthens cash flow stability, and protects long-term sustainability in unpredictable global touring environments. Western acts chase spectacle. SB19 chases impact, and impact, when executed precisely, is far cheaper than spectacle, yet often far more powerful. Here's the touring difference nobody talks about. Touring makes or breaks an artist, and SB19 quietly cracked that code. Many Western tours are built like blockbuster films, massive upfront investments, complex staging, high logistical risk, and long break-even timelines that depend on perfect ticket sales. SB19's tours operate more like agile startups, modular setups, adaptable stage designs, region-optimized logistics, and scalable production tailored to each market instead of dragging the same oversized system everywhere. That flexibility reduces overhead, shortens profit timelines, improves cash flow predictability, limits operational risk, strengthens negotiation leverage with venues, and preserves creative control while maintaining high audience impact across diverse international markets. SB19 scales production to each location, adjusting stage build, tech load, and crew size depending on venue capacity and regional demand. That means lower transportation costs, faster setup times, fewer personnel on payroll, and stronger profit margins per show. Many Western acts require multiple sold-out nights just to offset enormous overhead, while SB19 can convert a single, well-optimized night into meaningful profit. The deeper contrast is fan economy versus label economy. Western artists often sell to audiences through heavy label marketing, radio promotion, playlist placement, and corporate sponsorship pipelines. SB19 builds with fans through direct engagement, community-driven promotion, organic virality, and deep cultural loyalty that reduces paid acquisition costs. That grassroots infrastructure compounds over time, increases retention, stabilizes revenue streams, strengthens negotiating leverage, lowers promotional dependency, improves merchandise conversion rates, and creates sustainable touring demand without constant external financial backing. Why does this matter? Because fan-driven growth is not only cheaper, it's far more durable over time. When fans actively promote you, marketing expenses shrink, trust deepens, and longevity strengthens. SB19's fandom doesn't just consume content, they emotionally invest in the group's journey, and that investment turns into powerful organic distribution. Emotional equity becomes scalable reach without constant paid amplification. Then there's creative control, which directly translates into financial control. Every major creative decision SB19 owns internally reduces external costs. Many Western artists don't fully control their masters, concepts, branding, or touring strategies, which often leads to approval delays, higher production fees, complex revenue splits, and layered management overhead. SB19 structure enables faster execution, lower outsourcing expenses, tighter alignment between artistic vision and budget discipline, stronger profit retention, quicker pivots in changing markets, and more sustainable long-term capital efficiency. When you control the vision, you control the spending, and that's exactly why SB19 can pivot fast, while many Western systems feel slow, layered, and expensive. They understand that performance skill can replace unnecessary cost. SB19 doesn't rely on spectacle as a crutch because the performance itself is the product. While many Western concerts lean on visual overload, lip-sync safety nets, and heavy backing tracks, SB19 anchors their shows in live vocals, razor-sharp synchronization, and emotional delivery that carries the stage without distraction. Skill reduces dependency. When execution is strong, you need fewer effects, less post-production correction, and far less financial padding against failure. That's not just an artistic decision, it's economic efficiency in motion. Then there's the cultural landscape. Western artists compete in saturated markets where thousands fight for the same playlists, radio rotations, sponsorships, and tour cities. SB19 expands into growing territories with less congestion, building influence where demand is rising instead of battling for shrinking attention. That strategic positioning lowers competition pressure, increases visibility, strengthens pricing power, and creates long-term leverage in emerging global music corridors. SB19 continues expanding strategically across Southeast Asia, diaspora markets, and global niche communities where demand is strong and competition is lighter. Less competition means lower marketing costs and higher visibility per campaign.
Instead of battling giants in overcrowded arenas, SB19 builds bridges into emerging territories, and bridges are far cheaper than wars. A low burn rate sustains a long career. The fastest way to end momentum is spending like it will never slow down. Many Western artists peak quickly and fade just as fast because high burn rates create relentless financial pressure, force constant output, and shrink creative freedom. SB19's disciplined cost structure allows fewer rushed releases, smarter pacing, and stronger long-term relevance. Longevity is the ultimate ROI, and that's why Western labels are quietly watching. SB19 isn't copying the traditional industry blueprint. The industry is analyzing their efficiency model, studying their sustainable scaling strategy, and reassessing how profitability and global expansion can coexist without reckless overspending. Western labels are noticing SB19's high engagement with lower spend, strong touring margins, and exceptionally loyal international fan bases. SB19 represents a post-excess music model, one where efficiency consistently beats extravagance, skill outperforms spectacle, and community-driven growth surpasses paid advertising campaigns. This is not a passing trend, it's a replicable blueprint for sustainable success. SB19 proves you don't need to spend like a Western superstar to earn like one. They didn't outspend Western acts, they outthought them strategically. In an industry burning money to appear successful, SB19 quietly mastered the art of staying profitable while building influence, brand equity, and long-term global relevance. If you want more deep dive breakdowns like this, subscribe because this conversation is only getting started and will expand with exclusive insights, analysis, and insider perspectives.